From the Center for the Study and Teaching of Writing at The Ohio State University, this is Writers Talk. I'm Doug Dangler. Today I am here with writers and the producer for the Martin Luther King Day celebration and the scriptwriting team that has worked through us with the Center for the Study and Teaching of Writing to create the script this year. And I am sitting here with Dan Willis, who is the producer of it, the director. Are there other titles that I'm forgetting?
That's pretty good.
Okay, good. Okay, good. We'll go with that. And he's going to introduce his scriptwriting team, tell us how they created the script and why it was, as I think Trish Houston, the director of the minor in professional writing, said, the best experience that you said you'd had at Ohio State. It's there's nothing greater than being on a script writing team. So Dan, go ahead and tell us who's here.
Well, we have Ashley McAtee. And as I ask you, can you tell me a little bit about what year you are and your major at OSU here? So Ashley McAtee.
Yeah, my major was creative and professional writing, and I am graduating this quarter, so this is it.
I bet you're feeling good about that.
I am.
Next to Ashley, we have Lindsay Johnson. Lindsay, tell me something about you.
I actually graduated this past summer in August, and my major was English, and I also had a minor in professional writing, which led me to writing for the MLK script team.
Great, great. So you did it for free for us.
Yes, sir. With pleasure.
Next to Lindsay, we have Julie Brown. Julie, tell us about you.
I'm a communications analysis and practice major, and I as well am in the minor for professional writing. I'm actually a senior, and I'll be graduating next quarter, so it's getting very close.
Fantastic. Well, I thought before we get into why you like to write and why you like this project and the things that you learn from it, maybe if we explain a little bit to the audience about what you're writing for, first of all. I've been pleased to be able to work with Mayor Coleman for the last 11 years in developing the Martin Luther King celebration, where we talk about the legacy of Dr. King and the timelessness of his legacy. Even though it's been over 40 years since he walked this planet, the legacy is still very much alive. And in order for us to build a good, strong community, we need to have some type of direction on how to do that. So in the program that we have, Celebrate the Legacy, A Voice in the Crowd, that's this year's theme, we talk about Dr. King's legacy in speeches and in sermons that are seldom heard. Everyone hears the I Have the Dream speech, but he was a very prolific writer. And what we did this year is we went into some other speeches that he had done to give people more of an idea of what Dr. King was about. The event itself is January 18th. It's a live program. We do it at Veterans Memorial at 300 West Broad Street. Admission is free. Did I say admission is free? Admission is free at Vets Memorial. Before that, at 4 o'clock, we have a commemorative march across the Broad Street Bridge, which commemorates Dr. King walking across the Edmund Pettus Bridge for voting rights. So if you'd like to join us for that, come down to the City Hall parking garage at 4 o'clock. There's hot chocolate, there's cookies, and live music there, so you get a chance to enjoy that. If you have a banner that you'd like to bring for your organization or for your job, please bring that too, and that can be part of the march. After the march begins, it starts at 4:45, it goes across Broad Street, ends up at Veterans Memorial. And then the program itself begins live at 6 o'clock inside Veterans Memorial. Tickets are available by calling area code 614-645-1933. That's 614-645-1993. That's the Office of Community Relations as part of the City of Columbus. And you'll be able to get tickets as we get into January. The tickets aren't quite ready yet, but they will be ready in January. If you don't want to get the tickets beforehand, you can get tickets at the door beginning at 2 o'clock on January 18th at Vets Memorial. They are free. So then the program begins at 6 o'clock, but again, just before that, we have the winner of the MLK Oratorical Society, the student who's won that, give his or her speech. We don't know who's won yet, but that person will be able to give that speech. We start live at 6 o'clock. We run for an hour. We have live and original music out of the orchestra pit. We have 150 children's choir. It's what we call an edutainment experience. You get a little education, you get a little entertainment, you get ballet met, you get soloists. It's a very good family-focused program. And that's why I'm so pleased to be able to have these great writers. I'm very fortunate to say that this is my 5th year working with the College of Humanities on this internship. And every year it gets better and better and better. So we're really pleased to have you.
That really says everything for the writing minor, don't you think, Dan?
It really does.
That is working so well with these script writing teams. Not that I'm biased.
Of course, I had to get the business out of the way.
Right? Yeah, I know. I just I'm here for a reason. It's to help out in such moments.
Who writes my check? The mayor.
All right. Well,
Okay.
all right. Okay.
All right.
Thank
So
you,
now we
Mayor
got the
Coleman.
business out of the way. We can talk about the concept. One of the things I'm challenged to every year is to come up with a concept for the show. And this year, what happened was in March, the Columbus Dispatch had a picture. If you can get a close up on this, a picture of the Selma to Montgomery, Alabama March of Dr. King. This is for voting rights in 1965. The photographer is James Corrales. He was one of the famous photographers for Look magazine. Look and Life magazine were the magazines years ago. And he took this as people were marching, fighting for rights. Well, when I saw the crowd of people, I thought to myself, wow, that's how we are. It's a group of diverse people of different ages. There's young people, all kinds of, and people are walking toward hope. So we combined that with Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken. And the last part of The Road Not Taken was, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. And I thought to myself, Dr. King always took the other road. He never took the straight and narrow. So between the picture and Robert Frost's poem, we came up with a concept for this year's show, A Voice in the Crowd. So what I'd like to find out is, before we get into more of what you wrote, what draws you into writing? Julie?
I've always liked writing, and I think what I've always liked about writing is just that the way that you put words together can just evoke some sort of emotion. You can make someone sad, you can make someone scared, you can educate someone. And so just the whole idea that, everyone speaks, everyone knows how to put words together, but if you do it in a certain way, you can get a certain emotion out of someone, which I've always liked.
Lindsay?
In addition to evoking emotions, I think that it gives every writer a chance to have their voice heard. And a lot of ideas that we might have as a person, we don't get to, get out there and let others know our good ideas. And writing is a chance to just spread the word.
I think writing is so important also. It's such an important part of our society and our communities. The storytelling aspect of it is really important to me. And I really just love language on a word-to-word level, putting words together to make art.
It seems that your writing kind of opens up the creativity in people that they may not even know that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any, I'll just ask everyone, is there any particular type of writing that you find does that the best in terms of opening up that creativity and taking that person to another place?
Well, personally, I like poetry because I think that each word has so much importance. And on top of that, anyone can read another person's poem and get something personal from it. It may not necessarily be what that person meant to say with that poem, but it gets a personal emotion out of every reader. So I love poetry. That's my favorite.
What are the rest of you drawn to?
Well, script writing is new for me, but just from this experience, I really enjoyed it. I feel like it really taps into that emotion that I was just talking about, and I just learned a lot about how the way you put words together, you can really just make someone feel something. And I think that's what I've always liked the best about writing. And with script writing, there's really no boundaries with that. So I really enjoyed this experience.
Aside from script writing, which I really like too, I am extremely interested in creative nonfiction because I feel like it takes people in a direction that they wouldn't have normally gone. You can read, an essay about, over-the-road truckers and be exposed to a completely new world that you never really thought you would even care about. But a good writer can bring you into that world.